Oh, you thought I was done? Bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free. It's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? Oh my gosh. Well, the Tug and Megan Raid is in the house. Welcome, Tug and Megan Raiders. Oh my gosh. Getting sued. It's so bad. It is like my heart dropped out. I had a hard time swallowing. It's so disappointing. Here it is. It's United States District Court of Entertainment of Puppetry. Commissioner for Responsible Puppetry, C.R.M, is suing Tugboat McFleece, Razzlin, Awesome Buns, Big Muns, Megan and Gobble, J Hipsterio, Shizblam the Glitter Wizard, Koopadoop, Jeremy the Archivist, Gurgle McSnort, Larby Fizzwig, Esquire, Timu Georgie, Trugs McWobbleflop, Starella FF Bellinger, Squiz Sucker Arms, Max Blab, and John and Jane Muppet Doe 1 through 10. Oh my God. Defendants: complaint for the Muppet misconduct, slapstick torts, defamation, fraud, conspiracy, and puppeteering, influence, racketeering. The plaintiff, the Commissioner for Responsible Muppetry, by and through his undersigned counsel, alleges the following. This is an action for damages in excess of $75,000, exclusive of interest, costs, and attorney's fees. Court has jurisdiction under 51.5 of the Puppet Performance Protection Act and 42 U.S.C. 1983 for egregious puppetry violations. Venue is proper in this district because the conduct at issue occurred during federally sponsored performances, fictional New York City-based theaters, and backstage environments live streamed on YouTube. Oh my God. The nature of the action. This action seeks injunctive and monetary relief arising from continuing slapstick conspiracy by the defendants to willfully and recklessly disrupt public grifts, cause psychological distress to fellow puppets, undermine basic live stream decorum, and exploit poultry without proper permits. Factual allegations counts 1 through 22. Count 1, theatrical battery, twirling Trubs McWobble Bop, mayor of Tubularville, launched multiple pies during rehearsal without consent. Count 2, assault with a musical instrument. Starla F. Bellringer struck 2 Muppets with a cymbal mid-solo after a full round of cowbell harassment. Count 3, poultry abductions and trafficking. Megan Gobble concealed 12 chickens backstage and transported poultry across state lines with rooster abuse while denying shelter to fowl. How dare she? How dare she? Oh my gosh. Count 4, fraudulent intervention claims and endangerment. Jay Hipstero, a beat poet, pearhead who lives in a trash can but critiques liquor distilleries in his stream, exposing beaver liquors, endangering the Common Commission for Responsible Muppetry. Count 5, identity and theft impersonations. Shizblam the Glitter Wizard, I guess that's supposed to be me, impersonated guests and guest stars during using helmets while claiming to own a short bus. He is a daddy. Count 6, unauthorized musical hijacks. The ensemble staged disco Muppets and Muppets in the Rain performed with umbrella masks at the direction of Tugboat McFleece, a masked sailor Muppet who always stuck in a rainstorm. He is fascinating, but can be identified again by his mastery of his ridiggilus vernacular. Count 7, destruction of set property. Koopadoop. A jazz-living chicken wrangler who wears sunglasses indoors and detonated confetti grenades in a functioning wardrobe, causing serious damage to the set while letting his dog out. Improvised explosives, a tuba bomb. Unidentified Muppet dough detonated a tuba mid-show, which created many horny objects. Count 9, defamation, verbal and broadcast. Gurgle, mix, snort, an Egyptian Muppet who farts when she laughs. Is that true? Gurgle. Falsely claimed Jeremy the archivist underwent surgery to tune his intestines. Unauthorized sales and wire fraud. Larpy Fizzwig Esquire, the booze guide guy, a booze law expert and courtroom expert interpretive dancer, used login of Jeremy the archivist to order bulk macaroni and cheese, which was delivered to a courtroom during a show cause hearing. Count 11, unauthorized confetti lunch. Imposter chief Timu Georgie speaks only in sound effects and interpretive dance and unleashed a souffle launcher during a drama scene. It fell flat. How dare she? Count 7, or was it 11, 12, theft of props and instruments. Squiz sucker arms, a level octopus with sticky tentacles plays 8 collector banjos. Little Squiz plays the piano poorly and without authorization. Count 13, noise pollution. Stella F. Bellringer performed an 11-hour drum solo. Ring a cowbell during mediation hours. Meditation hours. Count 19, set sabotage. Razzling awesome buns. Replace awesome buns. That's awesome. Replace set stairs with foam replicas, leading to bounce-related injuries. And count whatever. Intellectual clown perdery theft. Max Blab. How dare you, Max Blab? A malfunctioning science bot who spews out random filings and accidentally invents chaos, accused others of snark theft involving his slug routine. The next count is existential tampering. One Muppet questioned the nature of their strings, causing an onstage breakdown. Criminal conspiracy, Muppet Code 313. Core defendants held secret rehearsals to intentionally sabotage a live stream, which prevented breadstick acquisition. Dare they? Can't stop the breadsticks. From 2024 to present, there's Puppet Rico Enterprise. Defendants operated a criminal felt-based enterprise. It was involving 18 counts of sabotage, 11 pines thrown with intent, 7 unauthorized musical remixes, 3 Poultry unization attempts, 1 authorized sequel rumored to be a musical. Unauthorized screen room access. Defendants disguised themselves as 3 Muppets stacked to infiltrate humans-only areas. There was misuse of fruit-based communication devices. J-Hip Stereo, he's at it again, used a banana to make a prank call to the director, resulting in potassium-related confusion. There was food hoarding and hunger riots. Megan McGobble concealed all catering ingredients, sparking intestinal unrest. Emotional distress and diva tantrums. Tugboat McFleece actually threatened to cancel the show unless given solo lighting and 3 monologues per act, along with at least 1 cameo for family members due to uncontrolled nepotism. Well, and the prayer for relief is wherefore plaintiff respectfully requests that this court issue a permanent injunction against unlicensed musical numbers, musical productions, backstage cabals, and unauthorized poultry stunts. Disband the unscripted Muppets ecosystem. Order to the return of all misappropriated props, poultry, and banjos. Restrict access to washing machines or any other source of a spin cycle. Mandated 12-week conflict resolution and puppet etiquette scores. Award of $5 million in compensatory damages or jelly beans, whichever is greater. Required a television apology and an ambionic pentameter. Ban the use of pies, chickens, and bananas in performance for 90 days and grant any further relief. The court deems just, humorous, and puppetly proper without being ridiculous. Respectfully submitted the C.R.M. legal team by F. Lulver Feltworthy, Chief Counsel, Court of Puppet Approvals, dated the 23rd of May, 2025. Well, I didn't hesitate on this. There was no hesitating. There was no hesitating at all. Oh my gosh, we gotta welcome you. Welcome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of fucks.
Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, it all over again.
Expert, you want to come by? You can read the letter. Expert, I see you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, man, this is awesome. I've got Wendy Boner says, hey, happy to be here for 6 months. I don't know, oh, thank you so much. And then, of course, I've got the expert that says, I hate you. Why do you hate me? Why? What did I do? Thank you.
Dog will hunt.
Oh, yeah. You know that puppy dog will be hunting tonight. Uh-huh. Good to see you. Oh, Sergeant Mom, what did you just walk into? You walked into some fun. You walked into fun and it slapped you right in the face like a wet towel. Thank you so much. Oh, you walked into a lawsuit, and I want to say thank you so much, Rickles, for that. That was awesome of you to send that over to me. It took me a couple of days to get to it. Emma, good to see you, doll. That is so wonderful of you to say that. Early mug raid. Are you excited to be involved now? I'm so involved. Oh, I love it. Oh man, it's so good to see all of you guys. It's so good to see all of you. Yes, it is Rickles that, and I blame Rickles for every bit of that. But you know, it wouldn't be the same. Oh, I just got so excited to meet you in less than a week. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a party. Good to see you, T-Rex. T-Rex is in the house. Oh, yes. The man, the myth, the legend, the T-Rex trucking, and more. So much more. Oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome because, you know, there's no way to get you guys more excited than to have a nice open letter, because, you know, if you're gonna come after me, Rickles, this is for you, son. I'm coming for you right now.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Open letter to the Commission for Responsible Muppetry, C.R.M. You just sued a jazz chicken, a rain wizard, and a banana phone. Congratulations on peak idiocy, dear C.R.M. Let me start by offering my sincerest congratulations. You have officially filed the dumbest lawsuit since the State versus Wile E. Coyote, and that one included a rocket-powered pogo stick and a subpoenaed Acme. What you've submitted to the United States District Court for the District of Entertainment and Puppetry, DEP, a name I assume was born in a fever dream involving expired Play-Doh and too many Red Bulls. It's not a complaint. It's an attention-starved cry for help wrapped in a rejected Muppets Take the Supreme Court script. Let's break it down, shall we? Pie battery, really? You claim that Mayor Trubb's Wobble Bop committed theatrical battery by launching pies during rehearsal. I'm sorry, were the pies off-brand, unsanctioned? Did they not meet the I can't say it, to ratio standards outlined in the Puppet Hague Conventions? Your Honor, we move to dismiss the entire claim on the grounds that it was obviously delicious and therefore not a crime. Poultry abduction. Have you lost the plot or just the coop? You're accusing Megan McGobble of chicken trafficking. Let me guess. Next week, you're charging her with first-degree egg laying while fabulous. She's not a criminal. She's a performance artist with a coop. And if we're charging people for harboring birds backstage, then half of Broadway is going to Rikers. Identity theft because a wizard whore wore a helmet. That's a wizard whore. Shizblam the Glitter Wizard wore a helmet and claimed to be owned a short bus. That's not impersonation, it's performance art and probable autism representation. Next, you'll be accusing him of felony bedazzling or glitter with intent. Here's a fun legal fact. It's not identity theft when someone sparkles better than you do. That's just charisma. Puppet Rico, oh, you sweet felt-bound fools. You're seriously accusing a group of emotionally unstable puppets of operating a criminal racketeering enterprise. What exactly is your evidence? Unlicensed kazoo solos? An unauthorized sequel with jazz hands? Are you even listening to yourselves? Imagine walking into a real courtroom and saying with a straight face, Your Honor, my client is a victim of felt-based conspiracy and was injured by a musical number involving umbrellas in an existential crisis. You'd be laughed out of the building, and rightly so. Not just by the judge, but by the bailiff, the stenographer, and probably the water cooler, too. Banana phone abuse. I refuse to dignify this. No, I will not. This is where I draw the line. You wrote on actual paper a count accusing a banana as a using a banana as a phone, and you want damages for potassium-related confusion. This is not a tort. This is a fruit salad hallucination. Your prayer for relief sounds more like a Yelp review from a clown funeral, a ban on pies, an injunction against chickens, a televised apology, and an ambionic pentameter. You're not seeking relief. You're auditioning for the reboot of Law & Order Puppetry Victims Unit, and you're doing it badly. So here's our counteroffer. We're suing you for weaponized boredom, abuse of legal freedom, attempted murder of comedy, and felony buzzkill with intent to suppress sparkle. We're seeking $5 million in compensatory jelly beans, one live taping of your apology while being dunked into a vat of whipped cream, and an injunction preventing you from ever again uttering the phrase Muppet Rico. Unless you're drunk at Denny's at 2 a.m., then it's okay. Final note, you want to come after Tugboat McFleece, Megan McGobble, and Shizblam the Glitter Wizard? Well, you better pack a lunch, a long one, with poultry permits, because the only thing proven with this absurdist, overcooked casserole of a complaint is that the Commission for Responsible Muppetry isn't responsible for anything, especially logic. Kindly go back to your felt-lined bunker, issue a retraction in the form of sock puppet Morse code, and reflect on the legacy of Jim Henson before you waste another judicial second. Yours relentlessly parody and zero chill, Shizzywhiznut, chief defendant, glitter wizard enthusiast, and founding member of the unscripted Muppets ecosystem. You sue one of us, you sue us all, even the confused banana.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
It wouldn't be the same without you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, having too much fun. Having too much fun. Oh my gosh. Wet towel slaps is always a good time. You never disappoint, Shizzy. Well, thank you, Sergeant Mom, for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much.
Squeeze my hog.
What? Where did that come from? Who's wanting to squeeze my hog? Don't let him loose. He'll bite somebody. You don't want my hog biting anybody. Such a vicious little hog. That was for you right there. Thank you so much, Sergeant Mom. K. Matt, Red Queen, Jellybean compensations, bond money. It does. You need to compensate with bond money for the jelly beans. Why wouldn't you? Oh my gosh, that's for you. Thank you so much, K. Matt, Red Queen. And Zach, Cynthia, Fire Fairy. Oh, I love that avatar. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Look at this.
Welcome to the shit
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks,
And Sean Poe. Yes. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yes, that is awesome. And Rickles says, big badge of honor. I got a letter. Well, that's right. And this, you're going to get also Rickles because that was awesome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day,
A new flavor of fuckery.
cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks.
Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. We'll have it all over again.
And of course, we've got gifted 1 membership, Colleen McVeigh. Thank you so much. I love that you people are gifting out those memberships, and it makes everyone so excited. Let's get you right here. And I'm going to hit you and the next one, maybe not with 10 gifted memberships. Did you not have fun last night? Maybe not with Camelot. Can you believe that he got canceled from showing up to Geeks and Gamers? I mean, that's just insane. But thank you so much. Make sure you show some love to all these fine people gifting members.
Every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, full of sand fuckery. Yeah, and all over again.
Oh, and Karen Whiting said, coming in with a $10 super chat. Oh my gosh. You know what? I've got something special for you. Now, if I can just grab them. I try to keep them hidden away because if I put them too close to me, then I use them all up really fast. So this is actually for 2 people here. What happened here? Why is it not coming out? It doesn't like me. It's so angry with me. I got to open up the little package of the feetsies because these are awesome. And I've got to add some more feetsies to my helmet. If I get some more feetsies on my helmet, it gets me all excited and special, kind of like here. Come loose, you little sock puppet, you little. You're going to give me a hard time, aren't you? You're not going to come out. All right, here we go. We got some more feetsies here. And these are actually going to be 2 of them. Let's see. These are for my special peoples right here. Got this one. And let me pull this one off too, because I got to get one that had a $20 super chat. I gave you a star and said I should have given you the foot. So let's see here. We've got one here, and this is for you. Tell it, buddy. Yes, I shall. In some of the most glorious way, right there, the orange one, and this one here, as right there, and that one is for this wonderful person right up here that gave me a $20 super chat. Let me find it right here. I know I'll find it. I'll just have to go back here. That was for Sergeant Mom. The second one there was for Sergeant Mom. So you got some orange feetsies. Got some orange feetsies. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. And then of course, Sticky, which it seems like only 6 months ago I became a member.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, yes.
Every single day.
Not just once or twice.
A new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasing.
Hey, Georgie, I'm mad at you for not telling me I was being sued. Why am I the chef? Hey, Georgie, how you doing? Well, I've got it handled because I do have a response. You guys want to see the response to the complaint? The response is glorious. Here is the response to the complaint, so you can rest assured I've got this handled with appropriate legal citation, razzle-dazzle, and a firm grasp of the absurd. On behalf of the named defendants, who include esteemed individuals such as Shizblam the Glitter Wizard, a registered sparkle practitioner, Tugboat McFleas holder of 6 soggy maritime degrees, and Megan McGobble, a fully accredited poultry holder, we hereby respond to the grotesque glitter-based, legally questionable nonsense filed by the Commission for Responsible Muppetry, better known as C.R.M., with the seriousness it deserves. Exactly none. 1. Jurisdiction and venue. This honorable, allegedly sentiment court lacks jurisdiction under the Puppet Performance Protection Act, PPA 51.5, as the statute was repealed following the landmark decision of Sock versus Hand, 2022, wherein the Fourth Circuit Court ruled that no felt-based entity shall dictate art direction or comedy pacing unless operating under strict vaudeville licenses. Furthermore, 42 U.S.C. 1983 cannot be invoked here as puppets are not persons under the law per People versus Fraggle 1993, which clearly established that puppets lack the capacity for due process, bank loans, and registering to vote unless manipulated by registered humans. So there's a failure to state a claim here. In case you don't know what that means, they didn't state a claim. Well, let us now address the plaintiff's counts 1 through 22 with all the dignity of a pie to the face. Count 1, theatrical battery, custard-based. Torlin Trubbs McWobble-Wop, mayor of Tubularville, launched multiple pies during rehearsal without consent. Well, let's talk about the so-called theatrical battery committed by Trubbs Wobble-Bop, a name that already sounds like a rejected Mario Kart character. According to the C.R.M, multiple pies were launched during rehearsal without consent, as if Trubbs walked into a Glock-flavored banana cream and shouted, "Say goodbye to your dignity, Barbara." No, what actually happened, and I'm quoting from the Unscripted Rehearsal Standards Manual, Volume 3, Custard and Consequence, is that Trubbs executed a perfectly choreographed pastry arc mid-scene while rehearsing Act 2, Scene 3, Clown Vengeance and Cream-Filled Redemption. Sounds tasty, doesn't it? The pies were part of the script. If you didn't want pies, maybe don't sign on for a musical called Splat, a Muppet opera. Unless addressed without consent part, this wasn't a bathroom invasion or a back alley oop. It was a rehearsal. Everyone signed a waiver. Trubbs didn't hurl them at the jury during voir dire. He was following artistic direction from Gurgle McSnort, a farting Egyptian with a god complex, but still technically the assistant director. Also, since when there's pie throwing illegal in a Muppet production. That's like suing a mime for being quiet. If you don't want to be assaulted with joy and whipped cream, perhaps the stage wasn't for you. May I recommend the thrilling world of shadow puppetry litigation, where the most aggressive act is inappropriate wrist flicking. Oh, and the mayor of Tubularville? Well, that's a ceremonial title. It holds as much weight as your lawsuit. Conclusion, your complaint has no standing, no merit, no understanding of dessert-based theater traditions. If pies are now battery, then slapstick is assault, vaudeville is domestic terrorism, and the Marx Brothers are war criminals. This count should be dismissed immediately and replaced with a pie to the face. Dead Puppet Society. I love it. Oh my gosh. Starla F.F. Bellringer struck 2 Muppets with a cymbal mid-solo after a full round of cowbell harassment. Oh no. Sound the sirens, break out the restraining orders. A Muppet got slightly dinged with a musical instrument during what was clearly described as a solo. You know, that moment when a performer becomes possessed by the spirits of John Bonham Animal and at least 3 of the Blue Man Group and just starts slapping whatever's within reach. Let's start with the real crime here, cowbell harassment. What the hell does that even mean? Did someone whisper more cowbell one too many times until poor star fella finally snapped? Or are we litigating the tonal assault of a percussive instrument being used in a musical rehearsal? Newsflash, if you sign up to be in the band with someone named Stara F.F. Bellringer, you know exactly what you're getting. This is not a woman who quietly plays the triangle in the background. She has 2 speeds, drum solo, but louder with eye contact. As for the simple strike, welcome to the live performance. People get hit with worse during jazz improv. Hell, Keith Moon once blew up a drum kit on live television. No one sued him for sonic terrorism. This isn't an assault. It's just called jazz hands with collateral damage. Also, you described it as a mid-solo, which implies it was part of the show. So what is your angle here? That she used an improved instrument within an unexpected contents and you didn't like how intense it got? That's not litigation worthy. That's called being a backup dancer. Honestly, if your Muppets can't handle a rogue cymbal crash during an 11-minute rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody felt remix, then perhaps they should take up an accounting or mime school, where the only thing getting hit is the audience will to live. Conclusion, this is not an assault. This is a musical expression with a high impact in percussion. Dismiss with prejudice and a cowbell, because frankly, your complaint would use more of it. And count 3, Megan and Gobble. Megan Gobble. Megan Gobble. I love that. I love it. Okay, let me see. We got you guys, you crazy ones. Just because I can't also make the haters mad. Well, Tracy, you know, I do appreciate whenever people make the haters angry because it gets you a foot. Oh, it gets you more than just 12 inches, sweetheart. It gets you a whole foot. Not just, that's bad. I shouldn't talk like that. You've got a foot coming right there. Let me get you right there. Right on. Ooh, you are stepping on the back of my head. I feel all turned on now. Hey, sorry, Lord.
Dog will hunt.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. I bow in the presence of the masters. Thank you, Rickles. Oh no, I wasn't going to let you go undone. I had to respond to you, sir. Sir, we don't let anybody get away with the silliness over here. No, sirree, Mr. Rickles. Oh, Megan Gobble concealed 12 chickens backstage and transported poultry across state lines with a rooster abuse while denying shelter to fowl. Where do I even begin? With the phrase rooster abuse, the idea that chickens were concealed like contraband, or the fact that you think poultry needs a passport to travel interstate. Let's start with the premise that Megan Gobble, a Muppet with the emotional range of Viola Davis and the cooking instincts of Gordon Ramsay on meth, somehow turned into Colonel Sanders with a dark web poultry smuggling ring. How dare you? She claimed she concealed 12 chickens backstage, concealed their chickens. What do you think she did? Fold them into trench coats and pass them off as backup singers? Chickens are loud, messy, emotional little velociraptors. If Meg had one backstage, the scent alone would have triggered every vegan in a 3-mile radius. She had 12. That's not a crime. That's logical excellence. And now let's get on to this transported poultry across state lines allegation. First off, this is community theater, not the Fast and the Feathered. The chickens weren't trafficked. They weren't carpooled. One of them even brought snacks. As for the ever-concerning rooster abuse charge, define it. Did Megan yell, "Shut up," when the stage rooster tried to solo during a dress rehearsal? Or was it something more sinister, like denying him the right to audition for the lead in Cluck Norris, Poultry of Justice? Finally, your piece de resistance. Denying a shelter to fowl. Aside from misspelling foul, you're trying to hold a felt-based performer responsible for avian housing insecurity. Did you hear yourselves? You're accusing a puppet of crimes against poultry. Next thing you know, you'll be charging her with unauthorized omelet assembly or misappropriating breadcrumbs. Well, conclusion is there's no crime here. No abduction, no trafficking, no abuse, just hard-working, protein-positive Muppet trying to run a green room with a little free-range flair. If anyone's guilty, it's you for writing this complaint with a straight face. Dismissed, and Megan demands an apology in feed. Count 4, fraudulent invention, claims, and endangerment. Oh, how dare you. How dare you, Rickles, you son of a buck. J. Hipstero, a beat poet, pearhead who lives in a trash can but critiques liquor distilleries in his stream, exposing beaver liquors, endangering the Commission for Responsible Muppetry. Oh, well, jeez, where do I even begin with this one? A beat poet, pearhead living in a trash can who live streams artisanal whiskeys, critiques under the title Exposing Beaver Liquors, is being sued for endangerment? Honestly, that sounds more like a plot to a Netflix dark comedy than a viable legal claim. Well, let's just deconstruct this. First, you're going after J. Hipstereo, a creature so deeply ironic he was born inside a compostable latte cup. He speaks exclusively in free verse, wears recycled sweater vests, and once performed a spoken word sonnet titled, "My Trauma Has Bangs." He is not a public threat. At worst, he's a sentient tumbler paired with legs. And now your claim is fraudulent invention claims. Be more specific. Are you mad that he said he was invented whiskey ice? Because guess what? That is a felony, but only in Brooklyn. Everywhere else it's just annoying. And this Exposing Beaver Licker's stream, that's performance art. It's not endangerment. It's self-expression through inebriation, filtered through a lens of dumpster enlightenment. If you're endangered by a Muppet reviewing bourbon while snapping fingers and quoting Sylvia Plath, it says more about your fragility than his liability. And speaking of danger, how exactly is this endangering your commission? Are the metaphors just too sharp? Did his scathing review of Three Barrel Moonshine cause a staffer to fall off their eco-friendly desk chair in rage? Are you just mad because he referred to your courtroom filings as bourgeois felt propaganda? Let's not skip the trash can part. He lives in a trash can. That's not endangerment. That's commitment. He's the Oscar the Grouch of the performance litigation world. Only drunker, sadder, and somehow trendier. Conclusion is that you're not mad at Jay Hipsterino, committed fraud. You're mad he has an audience. You're not scared of his endangerment. You're scared of his drip and of exposing Beaver Licker's major organization feel threatened. I advise you to stop watching Muppet content and start watching your blood pressure. Jay Hipsterio will now read a closing haiku from inside his trash can. Danger is a joke. When felt hands hold the bottle, sip the truth or choke. I love it. Count 5, identity theft and impersonation. Shizblam the Glitter Wizard impersonated cast and guest stars using helmets while claiming to own the short bus. He is a daddy. First off, thank you for acknowledging that I am in fact a daddy. That part we won't dispute, but let's dig into this glitter-drenched fever hallucination you call a count. Let me get this straight. Your allegation is that I impersonated people using helmets? Helmets! What is this, Mission Impossible, the drag show edition? Shame on you. Have you ever seen me on a live stream? I am a 7-foot sparkle bomb in a wizard robe stitched from the tears of failed legal theories. If I'm impersonating someone, they're welcome because they just became fabulous. Putting on a helmet doesn't make me an identity thief. It makes me OSHA compliant with flair. And let's not overlook the absolutely weaponized stupidity of your phrasing claiming to own the short bus. You being the metaphorical short bus. The one I ride proudly every week while sipping moon juice and explaining defamation law to people who think a subpoena is pasta. If you were even remotely prepared for court, you'd know that ownership of a symbolic transportation does not constitute identity theft. It constitutes vibes. And if my vibes are platinum tier, baby, you can't steal what you manifest. Now back to the impersonating cast and guest stars. You're mad that I showed up to a live stream wearing a dollar store Darth Vader mask and said, I am Bruce Matskin and I approve of this malpractice. That's not fraud. That's commentary. Parody is protected, you half-baked felt fascists. See Hustler Magazine v. Falwell, 485 U.S. 46, 1988. A case you should know if you're going to try to censor a wizard. Also, let's talk about the real impersonation here. You, C.R.M, pretend to be a legitimate regulatory body instead of what you actually are, a bunch of emotionally repressed sock puppets cosplaying as district attorneys with pop gavels from Hobby Lobby. You have confused performance art with malice, satire, and conspiracy, and daddy energy with threatening behavior. And now you file the official complaint because your wigs got frizzed by some helmet-based drag wizardry. Cry harder. Conclusion, you can't sue a wizard for shape-shifting. That's like suing a fish for swimming or Bruce Matskin for being unprofessional. Case law is not on your side, but glitter is always on mine. You guys are killing me. I love this. Count 6. Unauthorized musical hijacks. The ensemble staged disco Muppets and Muppets in the Rain performed with umbrella masks at the direction of Tugboat McFleece, a masked sailor puppet who's always stuck in a rainstorm. He is fascinating and can be identified again by his mastery of ridiggilus vernacular. Let me start by saying unauthorized musical hijacks. This isn't Delta Flight 273. It's a musical Karen. What did you expect? Silence, choreographed introspection, a TED Talk with yarn addicts. No, you got disco Muppets and Muppets in the Rain, And you're lucky you did. Let's break this down. First, Tugboat McFleece, our eternal soggy sailor chick cult hero with a mysterious voice that sounds like gravel marinated in molasses, was born in a thunderstorm and raised by jazz seagulls. His vernacular isn't ridiculous. It's nautically transcendent. You don't direct Tugboat McFleece. You ride the wave and pray for intermission. Now you allege that these musical performances were unauthorized? Unauthorized by whom exactly? The Council of Beige Creativity? Oh, the League of Uninspired Felt? Because let me be clear, when the Muppet Ensemble takes the stage with umbrella masks, sequins, and a six-piece kazoo orchestra, that's not hijacking. That is a blessing. And let's be honest, we've seen your programming. If C.R.M. were in charge of musical numbers, every show would be titled Compliance the Musical and would feature a sad tap dance around tax forms in D minor. No one wants that. Not the audience, not the crew, not even the props. These performances didn't hijack the production. They saved it. Muppets in the Rain, groundbreaking, raw, moist, and disco Muppets. That number single-handedly revitalized 6 defunct felt careers, 3 sequin jumpsuits, and 1 local glitter economy. So, also, if your complaint is about umbrella masks, then I have news for you. Symbolic headwear is First Amendment right under sequins versus state, a real case I just made up, but feel spiritually exists. Let's not ignore your claim that Tugboat McFleece is fascinating and not a legal descriptor. That's a crush, and now it's on the record. Congratulations, you filed an official complaint because your plaintiff caught feelings during a musical. Conclusion: this isn't unauthorized hijacking. This is art directed that's slapped, choreographed with soul, sweat, and at least one rogue glockenspiel. The only thing out of line here is your attempt to regulate joy. Oh my gosh. Sequins versus the state. Oh my. Yes. Count 7. Destruction of set property. We have more of these. There's more coming. Koopadoop. Oh, Koopadoop. A jazz-loving chicken wrangler who wears sunglasses indoors and detonated confetti grenades in a functioning wardrobe, causing serious damage to the set while letting his dog out. First off, let's make something clear. Koopadoop doesn't destroy. He enhances with flair. If you can't tell the difference between damage and a confetti-forward storytelling, then frankly, you should recuse yourself from all things theater. Return to filing complaints about decibel levels at children's birthday parties. Now let's address this crime scene of glitter and feathers you try to pass off as a felony. According to your complaint, Koopadoop, a jazz-loving, sunglass-wearing, poultry preoccupied showman, detonated confetti grenades in a functioning wardrobe. Yes, that's correct. It's called a reveal. If you're not familiar, it's a theatrical tradition where something fabulous explodes from something boring. You're mad he turned an IKEA closet into a rainbow war crime. Meanwhile, the audience gave it a standing ovation. We sold 2,000 more merch that night. That's not destruction. That's brand activation. Let's not skip past the absurdity of your phrasing while letting his dog out. Is that part of the crime or just an involuntary admission that Koopadoop multitasks like a legend? He was literally walking his dog while turning a set piece into a glitter canyon. That's efficiency. That's showbiz. That's stagecraft with swagger. Also sunglasses indoors? I know somebody that does that. You wrote that like it's a war crime. Newsflash, when you stared into the soul of a disco ball and made it blink first, you earn the right to wear shades inside. This man doesn't follow light. Light follows him. Finally, let's talk serious damage to the set. Oh, really? You mean that wobbly plywood wardrobe that doubled as a green room coffee cart and had caution splinters sign on it since February? Koopadoop did that piece of favor. He gave it a confetti funeral and sent it off into a blaze of jazz glory. Well, the conclusion here is this count reads less like a criminal allegation, more like an envious Yelp review written by someone who got hit with a biodegradable glitter and didn't get a solo. There's no crime here. Just vibes, bro. Just vibes. And then, of course, the improvised explosives tuba bomb. Unidentified Muppet Doe detonated a tuba mid-show, which created many horny objects. Okay, hold up. Let's read that again really slowly. Unidentified Muppet Doe detonated a tuba mid-show, which created many, many horny objects. Because even my legal source had to sit down and pour itself a drink. Detonated tuba created many horny objects. Congratulations, C.R.M. You just criminalized music and innuendo at the same damn time. Let's walk through this alleged felony. You're saying that an unidentified Muppet, meaning no one was brave enough to name names, detonated a tuba as a brass instrument, and the fallout wasn't structural, physical, or emotional. It was horny. Do you realize what you've written? You're not describing a crime. You're describing a sold-out show in Funkadelic, Philadelphia. Funkadelic detonated a tuba. Isn't it charged? It's a Grammy category. That's called avant-garde. Improvisational brass performance. And if your ears weren't ready for that kind of penetration, maybe you should have stayed home and streamed lo-fi beats to cry to legal edition. Let's break down this phrase, horny objects. Are you suggesting that the tuba blast aroused dissent, caused widespread sensual confusion? Was the frequency tuned to 69 hertz? Because if your lawsuit just accused an unnamed felt creature of weaponizing lust via brass, you owe us not a court order, but a record deal. You claim the tuba exploded. Please, you ever hear a tuba solo live? They don't explode, they throb with the dignity of ancestral soul. They rumble your colon and make you rethink your life. That's not detonation, that's communion. Yeah, baby. Also, if you're still calling this bomb, I invite you to read Muppet vs. Pyrotechnics, where the court held that an instrument emitting confetti, glitter, or sexual tension cannot constitute an explosive device unless followed by a SWAT team. I believe the precedent is also known as Weird Al exception. Conclusion here is if this court entertains a lawsuit over musical climax, we're going to need to revisit every performance of Chicago Hamilton. That one time Prince moaned into a saxophone for 9 minutes straight. You're not defending decorum. You're just mad your dry legal briefs got outclassed by a horny horn solo. Defamation and a verbal broadcast. Gurgle McSnort, an Egyptian Muppet who farts when she laughs on air. Gurgle McSnort falsely claimed that Jeremy the archivist underwent surgery to tune his intestines. You know what? Let's just take a moment, because somewhere in a law office with felt-lined file cabinets and absolutely no sense of dignity, someone typed that sentence out. They hit save. They printed it. They submitted it to the court, and they did it without even a shred of self-awareness. This isn't a defamation case. This is performance gold, and Gurgle McSnort should be knighted. Let's begin with the alleged defamer herself, Gurgle McSnort, an Egyptian Muppet who farts when she laughs. You're claiming that this particular gaseous oracle slandered another puppet by saying he got surgery to tune his intestines. I have questions. How off-key were the intestines before the alleged tuning? Did they install guitar pegs on his colon? And most importantly, who exactly was harmed by this? Because last I checked, Jeremy the archivist is a grown-ass Muppet who once narrated a full documentary on VHS tapes while dressed as a librarian made of dryer lint. You think intestinal harmony allegations are going to tank his reputation? The man alphabetizes his tears. And let's not pretend Gurgle McSnort was out there giving press conferences and handing this quote to the New York Felt Times. No, this happened on air during one of her notoriously chaotic laugh fits where her emotional register moves from giggle to wind tunnel faster than the legal system moves to irrelevance. She fart laughed. She snorted. She probably said Jeremy had a MIDI port installed in his colon, and now you're claiming defamation per se. Let's revisit the basics, shall we? By any sane interpretation of libel law, for the statement to be defamatory, it must be false, be presented as fact, cause reputational harm, and not be clearly a goddamn joke. When your alleged defamatory statement included the phrase surgery to tune intestines, we are so deep in parody territory that Weird Al himself is sending a cease and desist letters for stepping on his bit. And reputational harm. No one's watching Gurgle McSnort's show thinks that they're tuning into 60 Minutes. They're watching a puppy with gastrointestinal jazz solo syndrome. If you take that seriously, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer. Conclusion. This court isn't defamation. This count isn't defamation. It's performance slander protected under the satirical flatulence doctrine ratified in Toot versus Scoffington 1977. You're not owed damages. You're owed a laugh track and a therapy chicken. Sticky widget. Count 10. Unauthorized sales and wire fraud. Oh, Larpy Fizzwig Esquire. The booze guide guy. A booze law expert and courtroom interpretive dancer used the login of Jeremy the archivist to order bulk macaroni and cheese, which was delivered to a courtroom during a show cause hearing. Well, let me get this straight. You're accusing Larpy Fizzwig Esquire, a self-ordained legal sommelier with a minor in ballet of the bar review, of committing wire fraud because he used someone else's login to deliver macaroni and cheese to a courtroom? First off, hero. Second, this is what you're bringing to the court. In the middle of alleged poultry smuggling and musical assaults, you're throwing the book at someone for initiating a comfort food dropping during a hearing. Well, let's be clear. No jury has ever reached a fair verdict while hungry. That's actual science. Miranda versus Mashed Potatoes 1991 taught us that fed juror is a fair juror and that cheddar-based interventions are constitutionally protected when the courtroom air conditioning is set below 60 degrees and nobody's eaten since 8 a.m. Now let's dissect the crime as you described it. Use Jeremy's login. You acted like this was some Ocean's 11 style heist. It's a shared workspace, Carol. The logins are written on a sticky note next to the taxidermied fax machine. Jeremy has the same password for everything. It's archive this. If this is unauthorized access, then half the cast is going to Gitmo for checking their felt mail. Bulk macaroni and cheese, first of all, excellent choice. And second, this wasn't a fraudulent order. It was a strategic deployment of morale. Have you been to been in a show cause hearing? They're drier than Bruce Maskin's legal ethics seminar. One tray of mac and cheese and Larpy saved that room from a collective brain hemorrhage during the hearing, and so he delivered comfort food to a judicial event. It's not a bribe, it's a civil disobedience via starch. Also, are we skipping past the fact that you referred to this man as a courtroom interpretive dancer? What the hell does that even mean? Are you suggesting he jazz-handed his way into ordering processed cheese online? Did he pirouette through the terms and services? And again, wire fraud? For that, you need intent to deceive for personal gain. Unless Larpy was reselling macaroni in the courthouse parking lot, you don't have a crime. You have a catering decision with flair. Conclusion, this isn't unauthorized sales or wire fraud. This is an act of public service. Larpy Fizzwig didn't commit a felony. He committed a flavor intervention. If anything, the courtroom owes him restitution for emotional distress incurred while watching a judge try to pronounce al dente. Gosh, I need a break. That's a lot. That's a lot to get out. Play the song. Jesus, good to see you. Good to see you, Jesus. I gotcha. I gotcha. Oh, my. It's so good to see the Jesus. Jesus will be hanging with me. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate you. Let me get, maybe not. And she's saying, play the song. She wants to hear the song. Okay, maybe not here. It's for just for you.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, yes.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such a see and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. We'll do it all over again.
No. Double karma. I am being sued by the puppetries. Oh. Shizzy, that was pure gold. Oh, I'm only halfway done. I mean, we've only gotten halfway through the response on that, but I just need a little bit of a break. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I got you right there. Oh my gosh. Now somebody did send me an email and we'll come back to this here because someone sent me an email and said, you know, we need a special song. Okay. So I'm going to give you a special song that I created just for you. Well, it's actually 2 songs. They're 2 different songs, but they sort of say the same thing. At least they have the same name until I decide to change them. And I think you're going to love it because someone said we really, really need a song. And I was so inspired. Did I miss a super chat? Did I miss a super chat? Who did I miss? I missed a super chat. Did I miss Sticky Widget? No, I got Sticky Widget. Did I not get you an XP experiment? I think I missed Sticky Widget there. Sticky Widget. I got you, Sticky. I got you. I think that's the one that I missed. If I missed another one, I deeply apologize. And I'll tell you what, because if I missed another one, I feel so bad that I will just immediately give it a foot. So if I missed your super chat, I apologize to you. And you get a foot, doggone it. You get a whole doggone foot. And I'll look through and see what one I missed. But I don't think I missed any. Maybe I did. But there we go. That's for you, the person that I missed. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Yamaha biker, hello friend. I had a barrage laser in your eyeballer this morning. Have to do a few rounds. Don't recommend it. Ooh. Well, I've got something good for you guys tonight. Give me a second. Let me pull it up, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. I'm telling you, this is going to blow your mind. I've got 1, 2. Do I have 3? I only have 2 versions of this. So here we go. Get ready. No, I have 3. Don't I have 3? I think I have 3. Whatever. You'll enjoy it. Here we go.
I keep a close watch on the road I pave, pushing a stroller, acting strong and brave. But it's dusk and dusty and I lost my mind. Still I walk to Chief Land like it's some great sign. I tell the world that I've been wrong and framed while making Facebook posts that scream my name. It's not a case, it's just a long decline. But I walk to Chief Land like it's by design. I used a child as cover for the trip. The court might say it's negligence or worse, a grift. I narrate drama in a live stream whine as I walk to Chief Land, begging folks online. I make up tales, I file the claims and plea, but every step just shows how much I need. Another lie, another click, more time. So I walk to Chief Land, broke but feeling fine. My feet are sore, my pride is shot. HG's confused by this TikTok plot, but I keep marching, swinging low and blind. I walk to Chief Land, chasing views, not time. I post the pics like I'm a martyr bull, but martyrdom don't pay when tales get old. There's no parade, just bugs and county lines. Still I walk to Chief Land, trailing dollar signs. So if you pass me walking down 19, don't wave or honk, just let the silence scream. 'Cause clout runs dry when you're beneath the pines, and still walking to Chief Land, claiming justice signs.
All right, now for number 2. I think number 2 works pretty well too, because whenever you hear this one, it'll sound a little familiar. Here we go.
Put on my flip-flops and a hoodie, and I boarded that imaginary Greyhound. Took a stroll out of Otter Creek as the sun was going down, and I rode the wheels on that stroller like I was marching into town, pushing HG through the swamp mist with no plan and no renown. I'm just humming gospel grifts and narrating every move, claiming court conspiracies that not even TikTok would approve. But I'm walking to Chief Land, pushing lawsuits and a child. Walking to Chief Land, trying to make my nonsense sound style. Do I really know the law? Heck no, but I fake it all. I'm just walking to Chief Land while burning every last goodwill I recall. Saw a billboard for a pawn shop, thought it might be court affiliated. Cried to strangers on the corner, saying Jeremy's orchestrated all the drama in my Facebook thread, and he ruined my hometown rep. But baby, when you live stream your life, even YouTube starts to prep. She said, are you a real activist? I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Though my claims don't hold in daylight, they sure shine in live stream light. When I'm walking to Chief Land with receipts from last July, walking to Chief Land, told the cops I'm legally spry. Do I really have a case, or just TikTok's full of rage? I'm still walking to Chief Land, trying to guilt the whole damn town into my cage. HG's got a juice box, and I got 30 open tabs, searching for a courthouse that won't laugh me out for drabs. But I keep walking to Chief Land with the stroller, rain and pride. If victimhood's performance art, well then baby, I just qualify.
Oh, I thought you guys would enjoy it. Yes. Thank you. No, it was fun. It was fun. I was like, oh, the first one was perfect for line dance. The second was definitely a 2-step. Well, now I use cheap dollar store glasses each time I have to go straight to be a real optometrist. Oh my gosh. And of course, we've got Rozilla's Realm that gave a beautiful one there. And I'll get to you, Sean Poe, also. Thank you. It says, Dollywood Valley, you get free motorboat rides. Oh my gosh. Oh. Dog will hunt. Oh, you know it's true. Thank you so much. And also to Sean Poe, you wonderful one. That was pure gold. Oh, I'm only halfway there. Because we've still got a few more pages. And then we also did get the judge's order. Oh, the judge's order was pretty scathing. So bear with me as I get through the rest of this. And I think I can do it all in one setting. It's definitely a hard one to do tonight. Ooh. Oh, good Lord. Now you need to be respectful to Miss Dolly. No motorboat. And she says it like takes a lot of money. Look that cheap. God. You guys are horrible. Okay, let's get down to the unauthorized confetti lunch. Let's do this right here. And the unauthorized confetti lunch. Imposter chef Timu Georgie. This is about you, Georgie. Speaks only in sound effects and interpretive dance and unleashed a souffle launcher during a drama scene. It fell flat. Okay, let's take a slow, deliberate inhale through the nose. And now laugh until you pass out, because this might be the dumbest combination of words ever entered into public record. Let me repeat it for dramatic effect. Unleashed a souffle launcher during a drama scene. I'm sorry. This was a lawsuit or the minutes from a fever dream. Let's start with the defendant imposter chief Timu Georgie, a culinary mime who communicates exclusively via interpretive dance and sound effects. You're telling me that this beautiful chaotic hybrid of Iron Chef and Cirque du Soleil used a souffle launcher mid-scene and you're calling that a crime? That's not illegal. That's performance innovation. Timu doesn't speak English. She communicates in swooshes, bloops, and avant-garde whisk movements. She's not going to verbally ask if launching a delicate custard-based weapon is permitted. She's going to shimmy across the stage, do a backflip, and launch that creamy payload with the righteous fury of Julia Child's ghosts. Now you allege this happened during a drama scene. Okay, what kind of drama scene? If it wasn't enhanced by a flying souffle, was it even dramatic? And know that it's flat. What's flat? Your sense of theatrical layering. You think this was sabotage, but real ones know drama and dessert go together like subpoenas and sobbing. You say it fell flat. Well, it's a souffle, not a bowling ball. If your stage can't handle the soft plop of an airborne egg fluff, maybe you shouldn't have built it out of abandoned Jenga pieces and emotional baggage. And honestly, let's address the real issue here. Is this anti-mime bias? You're targeting Timu not because of what she did, but because you don't understand her art. This woman once made a courtroom weep using only balloon whisk and a minor key kazoo solo, and now you're coming for her because your director doesn't know how to stage around conceptual pastries. Oh, just grow up. Conclusion: souffle launcher is not a weapon. It's an extension of one's artistic truth. Timu Georgie doesn't ruin scenes. She elevates them literally with airborne French delicacies. There's no crime here, only fear. Fear of flavor, fear of flour, fear of felt greatness. I gotta say, this is for you, Nana Misty. It's not your birthday, but you just made mine. Oh yeah, Grandma Georgie. Nana Misty. There we go. Yeah. She likes the paddling.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yes. Who is going to be your lawyer, Shizzy? Gonzo? I think Gonzo would make a perfect lawyer. Doggone it. He's got all the skill. He's got all the skill of a grown Gonzo. Thank you so much, Wanda. I appreciate you. I love it. I love it. Not your storyline. Oh my, oh my, oh my. That's so good to see you. Well, we got to get down to the theft of props and instruments here. All right. Let's get down to the props and instruments. It was Squiz, sucker arms, a lovable octopus with sticky tentacles, playing 8 collector's banjos. Little Squiz played the piano poorly without authorization. First of all, how dare you come for Squiz, sucker arms? That 8-limbed legend is a national treasure, a jazz fusion icon. The only mollusk to win Best Tentacle Dexterity in the 2022 Feldstock Music Festival. You don't sue Squiz. You ask for her autograph, cry, and reconsider your career choices. Let's tackle the banjo situation. You claim she plays 8 collector banjos. Yes, because she has 8 arms. That's called biological efficacy, not larceny. Are we seriously pretending that Squiz wrapped her naturally adhesive tentacles around string instruments constitutes theft? If that's the case, then what's next? Suing dolphins for playing with beach balls? Go for the expert. Charging kangaroos for pouch-based storage fraud. Also, if the banjos were truly collector's items, then maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't have left them unattended backstage near a jazz-loving cephalopod with a known affection for bluegrass. This isn't criminal. This is predictable. And let's talk about the scandalous behavior of little Squiz. Her tiny understudy, emotional support cephalopod, and the part-time jazz pianist who allegedly played piano poorly and without authorization. First of all, played poorly isn't a criminal charge, it's artistic interpretation, you Karen. Second, let me ask the obvious. What's the penalty for an authorized piano playing in your world? A public execution via kazoo, 30 lashes with a metronome. You're suing a baby octopus because she slapped a few keys out of tune. That's not theft. That's early musical development. If anything, you owe her royalties for the emotional reaction she got from the audience. Someone cried. Someone proposed. The piano may have even wept. And really, what kind of insecure theater regime gets threatened by a little cephalopod improv? Were you afraid the piano had too much soul for your procedural courtroom drama about licensing puppets, or were you just jealous she hit the high notes you couldn't reach emotionally? Conclusion, there's no theft here. The only talent, tentacles, and unapologetic expression of rhythmic chaos. You don't sue Squiz sucker arms. You thank her. You tip her. You give her another piano. Starella F. Bellringer performed an 11-hour drum solo and rang a cowbell during meditation hours. Objection, Your Honor. On the grounds of this is exactly what we hired her for. Let's make something perfectly clear. Starella F. Bellringer is not some quiet, demure triangle tapper. She's a rhythmic demigoddess who's with wrists of fury and a blood oath sworn to percussion. If you booked her for a performance and didn't expect an 11-hour drum solo, that's not negligence. That's willful ignorance. Now, the drum solo, 11 hours, absolutely. It's called dedication. That's commitment to the bit. John Bonham once passed out in a bass drum, and no one sued Led Zeppelin. Neil Peart used to summon weather systems with a floor tom, and Ringo hit one cymbal and it altered the tides. What did Starella do? She gave you the performance of a lifetime, and now you're crying noise pollution because your essential oil diffuser got drowned out by a snare roll. Cry louder. Maybe she'll loop it into the remix. Let's not skip over the part where you said she rang a cowbell during meditation hours. Yes, good, as she should, because nothing centers the soul like a deep, resonating clong from the ceremonial percussion bell. It's basically audible sage. If your meditation is so fragile that one iconic percussive thud sends you spiraling, then maybe your inner peace isn't inner, it's least. And let's talk legality. Noise pollution typically involves things like jackhammers at 2 a.m. or that one neighbor who plays Nickelback through a karaoke machine. It doesn't include fully scheduled, choreographed, live-streamed acts of rhythmic transcendence. What you're calling pollution was music. What you're calling meditation hours was dead air before Act 3. Also, side note, if you don't want a cowbell solo, maybe don't cast a performer whose literal surname is Bellringer. It's like suing Chef Boyardee for making ravioli too aggressively. This count is nothing but percussive prejudice and sonic slander. Starella F. Bellringer didn't disturb the piece. She redefined it. And for the record, the only crime here is that you didn't give her a gong. Shame on you. Apparently, I'm number 3, and that's only 2 away from number 1. I've never been number 1, so I'm trying not to choke. Don't choke. You gotta swallow. Rosellan awesome buns replace set stairs with foam replicas, leading to a bounce-related injuries. Set sabotage. No, darling. That's not sabotage. That's set enhancement with orthopedic considerations. You're accusing Rosellan awesome buns, the fierce triple threat since RuPaul swallowed his jazzercise VHS, of replacing your sad, splintered, prone community theater fire hazard hazard with high-density theatrical foam, and you're calling that a crime? That's not a crime. That's a favor. You said bounce-related injuries. First of all, that sounds like a pre-existing condition. Second, let's be real. If you or your talentless stagehands managed to get injured by foam, that's not Raslin's fault. That's Darwinism. Maybe don't come prancing down stage like your Beyonce at Coachella if your joints are made of graham crackers and foam stairs. What a blessing. Rosellin's upgrade turned your production into Cirque du Soleil. We had flips, we had twirls. One understudy finally landed their big break and big guy break. And I mean double somersault into the fog machine. It was the most movement you ever had on that stage since the cast of Waiting for Guffman forgot their cues. Let's also talk about alleged motive here. You say sabotage, but we all know what this is. You're better. You're better that Raslin Awesome Buns is the only performer with choreography and architectural sensibilities. She didn't sabotage this show. She saved it from structural mediocrity. If anything, she should be nominated for a Tony and a zoning permit. Also, foam replicas, girl, that's called stunt safety protocol. Broadway does it. Vegas does it. Hell, WWE does it. The only difference is that Raslin did it with the glitter glue and cordless hot glue gun while rehearsing a jazz solo. You're welcome. Conclusion, you didn't suffer sabotage. You bounced into relevance. This claim is nothing but a bitter smear campaign against the only queen on that set with buns hard enough to launch an entire chorus line into the rafters. You're running out of time, chap. 41 to go. Count 15. The intellectual clown perjury theft. Max Blab. Malfunctioning science bot who spews out random filings and accidentally invents chaos, accused others of snark theft involving his slug routine. Well, let me get this straight. You're alleging that someone stole snark from a malfunctioning robot with a slug routine. That's not litigation. That's a psychiatric case study with jazz hands. Let's start with the plaintiff, Max Blab, an overclocked Roomba that thinks it's patent attorney. This is a bot that accidentally filed 3 affidavits during a poetry slam and once tried to subpoena a lava lamp. Max isn't a genius. He's a glitch with an ambition. Every time he blinks, 4 browser tabs crash. The idea that he has the intellectual property is like saying a blender owns a smoothie. Now let's unpack the slug routine. Is this a real bit, a theatrical number, interpretive gastropod movement? Because unless Max is leading a mucus-themed one-bot cabaret with a built-in fog machine and backup snails, I have a hard time believing this wasn't just him short-circuiting during a tech rehearsal and screaming slime, but make it fashion into the void. And you're claiming snark theft. Is this a criminal offense now? If so, lock me up and throw away the sarcasm. Everyone in the industry has used snark. It's public domain at this point. If Max actually thinks he owns snark, I expect cease and desist letters mailed directly to Oscar the Grouch, Joan Rivers' estate, and every gay Twitter account since 2011. Also, let's consider intent. Snark is like glitter. It gets everywhere, all over your face. And no one can prove whose it was to begin with. You want to try and fingerprint sass? Good luck. That's like trying to trademark an eye roll. And even if we did accept the idea that Max's slug routine was somehow proprietary performance art, do you honestly think it was stolen? Let's be real. It was probably accidentally absorbed by another cast member after watching Max flail across the stage like a wounded Roomba covered in Vaseline. That's not theft. That's trauma memory. And now we get to the existential tampering. One Muppet questioned the nature of their strings, causing an on-stage breakdown. Oh no, someone dared to ask who's pulling the strings, and now we're charging them with existential tampering. This isn't a tort, it's therapy, and frankly long overdue. Let's be clear here. This wasn't sabotage, defamation, or misconduct. This was a brave, felt-based individual looking into the abyss of proscenium arc and asking, am I real? Or am I just a sad sidekick if someone else's slapstick narrative? And your response? To sue them. You sued them for having a midlife crisis made of yarn. You're punishing a Muppet for becoming self-aware. That's not a lawsuit. That's the first act of a Pixar movie. Let's be honest. This was bound to happen eventually. You got a backstage full of talking animals, alcoholic puppeteers, jazz chickens with trauma, an octopus who plays 8 banjos simultaneously. That's not a show. That's a psychological minefield held together by Velcro and childhood abandonment. The fact that only one of them questioned their strings is a real legal miracle. Now let's examine the so-called damage caused in an onstage breakdown, right? So your show, which features flying souffles, raincoat-wearing sailors, and at least one horny tuba, was disrupted because one puppeteer got a little philosophical. Have you seen Tennessee Williams? Existential breakdowns are the point. You should have rolled with it, given them the spotlight, dimmed the lights, hired a jazz cellist, and leaned in. Instead, you reached for a summons. If you're afraid of Muppets getting introspective, maybe you should run a theater full of literal puppets being controlled by unseen hands. You invented this. You built this stage of spiraling identity. You put googly eyes on a creature and told it to improvise. What did you expect? Shakespeare? No, you got Socrates. And honestly, existential tampering isn't a crime. If it were, half your cast would be under arrest after watching Inside Out while high on glitter fumes. Conclusion, this isn't misconduct. It's Muppet awakening. And if your entire show crumbles because one fuzzy actor asks, what does it mean to be real? Then maybe you were never working with a script, just delusion and duct tape. Shame on you. Criminal conspiracy, Muppet Code 313. Core defendants held secret rehearsals to intentionally sabotage a live stream which prevented breadstick acquisition. Let me say that again for the jury. Made entirely of sentient Pez dispensers, secret rehearsals sabotaged a live stream which prevented breadstick acquisition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are no longer living in a courtroom. We are now in season finale of Law & Order Breadstick Unit. Let's start with your legal foundation. Muppet 313. First of all, that's not real. The Muppet Code is not a legal document. It's a scribbled list of honor rules drafted by a drunk sock puppet and ratified with a kazoo solo. But sure, let's pretend it's enforceable. Let's entertain the idea that Muppets have a penal code, which, let's be honest, the only penal anything involved in this case, unless we're talking about tuba bomb fallout. Your allegation is what defendants held secret rehearsals. Ooh, scandal. In order to sabotage the live stream. What was this? The Puppet Illuminati? Did they meet in candlelight green room wearing velvet clothes and reciting monologues backwards? No, they were rehearsing. Something your entire production might try sometime. And even if they were scheming, what's their nefarious endgame to prevent breadstick acquisition? You sued over a missed Olive Garden delivery. Let me get this straight. Someone interpreted your live stream and DoorDash didn't make it to the building. So naturally, next step is federal litigation. How fragile is your organization that a single rescheduled group number causes carb collapse? Do you have no backup catering plan? No understudy for Focaccia? Are you calling this a conspiracy? Not inconvenience, not rescheduling, a criminal conspiracy? Did you understand what that means in real legal terms? You're comparing a delayed breadbasket to organized crime. What are you going to do with the breadsticks anyway? Use them as props? Emotional support snacks? Were they symbolic? Did someone's entire character arc hinge on a Parmesan twist? Because if that's the case, then the problem isn't the defendants, it's your writing. Also, let's acknowledge the unintelligent brilliance of all of this. You've made breadsticks the victim in a criminal conspiracy. If this goes to trial, I demand one of those long, warm, buttery bastards take the stand. Do you solemnly swear to be delicious, soft, and slightly crispy on the outside? Oh, I do, Your Honor. I was never delivered. Conclusion, no criminal conspiracy, just poorly organized live stream, a catering fail, and a production that treats carbs like currency. You didn't suffer a crime. You suffered from hunger. I love you guys. You guys can even tolerate this. I love it. It's so awesome. Count 17. Puppet Rico Enterprises from 2024 to present. Defendants operated a criminal felt-based enterprise involving 18 counts of sabotage, 11 pies thrown with intent, 7 unauthorized musical remixes, 3 poultry unitization attempts, 1 unauthorized sequel, rumored to be a musical. Stop. Just stop. You've officially crossed the Rubicon into Muppet McCarthyism. Let's start with the premise that a group of felt-based performers ran a RICO qualifying criminal enterprise, not for money, not for power, but for the fear, joy of sabotaging your crusty little courtroom review with pastry-based anarchy. That's not racketeering, that's theater. Badly run theater, yes, but still theater. Oh. Count 19. Unauthorized green room access. Defendants disguise themselves as a 3 Muppets stacked to infiltrate humans only area. Pause. Rewind. Let's sit with this. You're accusing 3 felt creatures of forming a Muppet trench coat Voltron to sneak into humans only green room. And your response wasn't laughter, applause, or a slow clap. It was litigation, you absolute fun sponge. Shame on you. Let's break this down. First, the idea of a 3 Muppet stack under a trench coat infiltrating a green room is not just comedy gold. It's a time-honored Muppet tradition going back decades. This isn't unauthorized access. This is canon. You might as well sue Kermit for singing sad songs or Gonzo for identifying as whatever. This is what they do. If anything, you're infringing on their right to infiltrate via slapstick. Second, let's talk about this humans only area. Excuse me? Did we just stumble into Jim Crow, the puppet sequel? You're running a segregated green room where Muppets are banned like they're going to contaminate your hummus tray with whimsy? Let's get real. You didn't deserve a green room if your policy is based on speciesism. In fact, I'd like to countersue under the Puppet Civil Rights Act of 1969, which guarantees access to all backstage areas, dressing rooms, and craft service tables, regardless of fluff content, button eyes, or squeaky shoes. Also, this wasn't espionage. This was logistical necessity. These creatures are literally 2 feet tall. They can't reach the doorknob unless they're stacked like cursed Jenga pieces. You call it subterfuge. I call it mobility innovation. Or maybe a Muppet caterpillar. And let's not pretend the disguise worked flawlessly. One of them was clearly wiggling. The other kept saying, "Excuse me, I need to tinkle," in a French accent. You didn't get infiltrated. You got a bit, but part theater pranked. And now you're crying about it in court like a 4th grader tattling to the lunch lady because someone cut in line for a pizza. Let's break down the evidence of this alleged organized crime syndicate. 18 counts of sabotage. No details. No body count, just a body count of sabotage. Was it tech sabotage, emotional sabotage, dramatic irony sabotage? Are you just counting every time someone improvised a better line than the director's husband wrote during his lunch break? 11 pies thrown with intent. With intent? Oh no, not intentional pies. You think just because a pie is launched with purpose, it's suddenly attempted assault? Spoiler, every pie is thrown with intent. It's the entire point of the bit. This isn't a manslaughter, it's... meringue, laughter. Pies are tools of satire, not shurikens. Calm down. 7 unauthorized musical remixes. Again, who's authorizing them? Did you get BMI involved because someone mashed up Bohemian Rhapsody and It's Not Easy Being Green? Unauthorized remixes aren't criminal. They're called YouTube. Also, if your complaint is that the cast got too creative and the song slapped too hard, that's not a felony. That's envy. 3 poultry unionization attempts. This one sent me. You're telling me the chickens tried to unionize, and your response wasn't to give them a contract and a spinoff, but instead to file racketeering charges? What were they asking for? Dental? Fair roosting hours? Mandatory glitter breaks? This isn't a criminal act. It's progressive labor organizing. Frankly, your anti-poultry bias is showing. 1 unauthorized sequel, rumored to be a musical. You are suing over a rumored sequel. That's not RICO predicate. That's gossip. What's next? Charging someone with conspiracy to foreshadow? Declaring war on prequels? Suing a flashback for being out of timeline? You don't get to call something racketeering because you couldn't control the narrative. You get to call it competition. and to invoke RICO, one of the most powerful legal tools in the justice system, because you're emotionally fragile and someone added a dance number without your approval. That's not law. That's fan fiction with a grudge. Just like a judge, we know there's no puppet RICO, no felonious act felt, no syndicated sabotage squads, just a bunch of glitter-drenched chaos goblins trying to make a live performance interesting while you weaponize the court into silence, joy. Oh. Count 20, misuse of fruit-based communication devices. I must say, J. Hysterio used a banana to make a prank call to the director, resulting in potassium-related confusion. First of all, potassium-related confusion. What the fuck does that even mean? Did the director suffer a nutritional disorientation? Was there a slip and fall followed by a flashback to emotionally traumatic smoothie? Did the ringtone have a tropical timbre that triggered unresolved brunch trauma? Let's begin with the defendant, J. Hysterio. This is the same beat poet, trash can philosopher who lives inside a compost bin and critiques bourbon through a haiku. Are you really going to act shocked when this human fever dream placed a prank call using produce? This isn't misuse. This is on brand. The man once ordered avocado toast with a restraining order against gluten. Of course he uses a banana as his phone. This is not misconduct. That's performance realism. Let's also consider the implications of calling this fruit-based communication device. You act like he hacked the Pentagon using an overripe Cavendish. What happened here was he picked up a banana. He said, ring, ring, out loud. Someone took it seriously. That's not criminal behavior. That's Darwinism at work. Also, prank call. That's what you're charging. A prank call made with fruit. You realize you have actual criminals running around doing actual crimes, and your courtroom is being tied up because one fermented beatnik said, "Can you hear me now?" into a Chiquita, and made your director question the nature of reality. Let's be brutally honest. If your director took a banana call seriously for longer than 3 seconds, he should be indicted for accessory to his own stupidity. And don't think we didn't notice that nowhere in the filing do you describe what he was said during the prank, because I guarantee it was something like, "This is your constant speaking. We're low on potassium and dignity." That's not malicious. That's a gift. Also, let's talk about intent. Are you honestly suggesting that Hysterio weaponized a tropical fruit to undermine organizational structure? Because if that's your position, I would love to formally request every episode of VeggieTales be entered into Discovery. Conclusion, not misconduct. This is postmodern telecommunication satire. There's no misuse, only a visionary connecting to the absurd through the medium of a peelable produce. I thought that said peeable. Gifted memberships. Oh, thank you so much. That is awesome. We know what that means. Time for me to have a little drink.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, and all over again.
Thank you so much, Hazel Monty Engel. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Oh, also make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, because you hit that like button, you know what happens. It makes somebody get very excited and they give out more memberships. Oh my gosh. You good. Love this song. Yes. Okay. We're almost to the end. Count 21. Food hoarding and hunger riots. Megan Gobble concealed all catering ingredients, sparking intestinal unrest. Okay, first of all, let's acknowledge this is the second time in this complaint you've come from Megan Gobble, the culinary chaos goddess who once sauteed 3 Cornish hens while reciting Shakespeare and wearing a sequined apron that said, "Bite me. If you come for the queen, you best bring more than indigestion." Let's break it down, concealed all catering ingredients. Okay, define concealed. Did she hide the food or just put it on the top shelf where none of you T-Rex armed Muppets could reach it? Is this a crime or just a pantry height privilege situation? Also, all catering ingredients is hilariously vague. Are we talking whole entrees, or did she just wander off with the cilantro again like last time because the vibe was wrong? Either way, hoarding ingredients isn't a criminal act. It's meal prep with boundaries. Now, let's address the phrase that made my eyes file an internal motion to dismiss, sparking internal unrest. And it's, you know what? Let's go with it. You're alleging that food scarcity caused your cast and crew to enter digestive revolt. That's their bellies rose up like the French Revolution and overthrew the craft service table. That's somewhere backstage someone whispered, where are the lentils? And 3 Muppets fainted from Kiona. I'm going to say it wrong. Withdrawal. This is not a criminal act. This is a missed lunch. You didn't experience hunger riots. You experienced hangry drama queens with low blood sugar and a flair for melodrama. If your cast collapsed into gastrointestinal rebellion because Meg didn't share the pine nuts, the issue isn't Meg, it's your catering plan. Also, was it really a riot? Were there flaming breadsticks? Was risotto flung in protest? Or was it just a bassoon player sobbing in the corner because his kale wrap went missing? And let's not forget, Megan Gobble is literally named Gobble. You hired her. You knew what that was. She's not a caterer. She's a gremlin with a whisk. You don't hand her the pantry keys and expect restraint. You expect a flambe-related insurance claim. Conclusion, there's no hoarding. There's no riot. There was only snack-based paranoia and your own inability to manage the green room without turning it into the Hunger Games Off-Broadway edition. And now we get to count 22 emotional distress and diva tantrums. Tugboat McFleece actually threatened to cancel the show unless given solo lighting 3 monologues per act, along with at least 1 cameo for family members due to uncontrollable nepotism. First of all, you put the word actually in quotation marks like this is some sort of scandal that he followed through. That's not diva behavior. That's executive decision making under pressure. Let's start with the man himself, Tugboat McFleece. A waterlogged enigma trapped in permanent nor'easter, fueled by spite, soggy metaphors, and a tragic backstory involving a haunted foghorn. He's not a diva. He's a performance trauma incarnate. And if he asked for solo lighting, it's only because the man knows how to perform in mist and sorrow. And now you're saying he threatened to cancel the show unless he got solo lighting? Well, check. 3 monologues per act? Check. 1 cameo per family member? Check. You call that unreasonable? Broadway calls that an equity contract. He didn't make demands. He outlined his process. When you cast McFleece, you're not hiring an actor. You're hiring a weather system with feelings. If your production can't handle a little creative precipitation, maybe you should stick to PowerPoint karaoke. Let's address the emotional distress part. You claim Tugboat caused it. Because what really happened was your director got their feelings hurt because McFleece outacted the entire cast using just a trench coat and a rain machine. He was drowning in symbolism and your production team was flailing in catering receipts and lighting gels. As for the uncontrolled nepotism, oh please, his family cameos were cinematic gold. His cousin played a lampshade in Act 1 and still outperformed your lead. His niece did interpretive rain shadow puppets during the overture and brought the audience to tears. If anything, Tugboat's bloodline improved the show. What you're calling tantrums are actually contractual clarity, theatrical boundaries, and deeply felt artistic needs. He did demand, he manifested. There's a difference. Read Stilinski v. I Need Better, Q Light, 1974. Conclusion, not diva behavior. This is lead role energy. This is Muppet Brando. Felt Pacino, rain-soaked Oliver. You didn't suffer distress. You suffered ego trauma from being outperformed by a soggy sailor who monologues like Poseidon doing Shakespeare. Prayer for relief. Well, the plaintiff seeks a number of insane remedies, including banning pies, chickens, bananas. This request is unconstitutional under the Skirt Fruit Protection Act of 2017, which mandates that all comedic acts must include 1 projectile, 1 poultry element per routine. a televised apology, and an ambient pentameter, we know that no Muppet is contractually obligated to speak in verse, especially after what happened during the Shakespeare in the Park disaster of 2023. See Fluff Bottom v. City of Feltonia. 5 million in jelly beans. The current jelly bean market is unstable due to inflation and the TikTok bean challenge of 2024. This request is both speculative and frankly dangerous, but there are counterclaims. Oh, so many counterclaims. Defendants by and through their undersigned sparkle-wielding counsel hereby file this counterclaim for vexatious litigation, defamatory fantasy, emotional mischief, and felt-based offense of dignity against the Commission for Responsible Muppetry, and allege the following. Count 1, weaponized buzzkillery violation of the Vibe Preservation Act of 420.69. C.R.M. knowingly maliciously filed this lawsuit to interpret the natural ecosystem of chaotic joy, glitter-based jurisprudence, and the musical mischief by attempting to suppress laughter, creativity, and pie throwing. The plaintiff has committed egregious vibe slander, the likes of which have never been seen since the Great Socket Puppet Rebellion of 1987, and damages are sought. 13 years of forced attendance at improv shows in rural Idaho, lifetime ban from any venue with a fog machine or a kazoo, and public apology issued via kazoo. Count 2, reckless abuse of legal paper cuts, and dignity loss. The plaintiff submitted a 22-count complaint printed on 300 grain cardstock, single-space, 10-point Comic Sans. Defendant had suffered irreversible ocular migraine, soul strain, and narrative fatigue, not to mention PTSD from accidentally reading musical hijacks in earnest. Oh. Damages are sought. Immediate court ordering forced the plaintiff to file all future pleadings in interpretive dance. $100,000 in paper cut hazard pay and new industrial strength shredder named Justice. Count 3, intentional infliction of fictional trauma by publicly demanding defendants such as Squiz Sucker Arms and Timu Georgie and Max Blab. The plaintiff has maliciously traumatized entire fandoms, leading to hashtag-based unrest, puppet therapy, waitlist, and existential confusion, and sentient plush toys. Damages are sought. A full digital cleansing of the internet, removing all references to Muppet racketeering, and cease and desist on calling any octopus a collector banjo thief. 3 barrels of lavender scented therapy glitter. We need the therapy glitter. Emotional damages, reputational glitter, stains, and lost performance opportunities. Shizblam the Glitter Wizard has missed 3 sold-out stage performances and scheduled interview with Sesame Street Noir due to these defamatory accusations. Koopa Doop's dog refuses to come inside after being slandered in paragraph 27, and Tugboat McFleece's raincoat sales have plummeted by 73% on Etsy. Damages sought. $1 million for lost income, plus punitive damages and novelty umbrellas. Rehabilitation for Koopa Doop's dog. Therapy bacon not to exceed $20,000 a month. Exclusive merchandising rights to the phrase Felt Rico Enterprise trademark. Count 5, conspiracy to commit boredom. The entire filing reeks of dry, stale, legal charcuterie plate. C.R.M. is engaged in a dark plot to convert absurdist chaos into court-approved oatmeal, and they must be stopped before more joy is lost. This lawsuit is a gateway to mediocrity and must be shut down with fire, fury, and perhaps a kazoo-based restraining order. Damages sought. $3 million in punitive damages payable in bulk jelly beans must be sorted by color. A Supreme Court ruling declaring slapstick as protected First Amendment expression, mandatory broadcast of a news show, Law and Order, Muppet Crimes Unit, starring the defendants as themselves, and prayer for counter relief is wherefore the defense respectfully requests that this court grant in their favor and against the plaintiff and award the following: dismissal of the original complaint with prejudice, glitter, and a group chorus of We're Not Gonna Felt It, an immediate injunction preventing C.R.M. from filing any further buzzkill complaints without first consulting a certified comedian. Compensatory damages totaling no less than $5 million or the gross weight equivalent in banana pudding. Punitive damage must be measured and how many pies it takes to restore balance to the slapstick force. Court mandated enrollment of all C.R.M. board members in a 24-week musical theater accountability and pie avoidance program, also known as MTAPEP. A plaque in Times Square reading, "We the puppets fought the law and the puppets won. Such other relief as the court deems proper, outrageous, and celebratory, respectfully and chaotically submitted. Shizzywhiznut Escuela. Supreme Glitter Council of the Unlicensed Muppets Ecosystem filed this the 28th day of May 2025, and let the record show the defendants now will be taking this sitting down. They will be standing on stilts in protest wearing banana hats." Oh my gosh, I love it. All right. So I've got a 2-page order from the judge. Do you guys want to hear that? What we'll do is we'll see which song won out in the poll first. Before we do that, let's end the poll. Here we go. And which one won? Let's see. I'll Love Them Both won. Does that mean we're going to play both of them? Or is that Banana Hammocks? Could be Banana Hammocks. Could be Banana Hammocks. You never know. Would you like to see my banana hammock? I'll stand up for you. No, I'm not doing that. All right. What we'll do is we'll play, because I need to give my throat just a little bit of a break. You know, relax the tonsils, just like Laura Owens. Let's see. What am I listening to? I just got here. I either had too many edibles today or Shizzy's using satire to prove the Muppets do exist and have more intelligence than Lippy and BBB combined. Thank you so much, Patrick W., for the $10 super chat. Yeah, Muppets are more intelligent than you give them credit for. Oh, I mean, who else? Who else is, could you blame this on? Oh my gosh, just the craziness of the day has been insane. There we go. It took me a while to get my foot off the paper, and here we go. This is for you so much. All right, we got another footprint right there on the back of the helmet. Right there it is. So special. All right, let's get down to playing these songs again. Oh my, it's going to be glorious, because I think they were fun as all fun could be. Give me just a second. I will find them right about now. Right here we go. La 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 la. And I forgot to stop the screen there. Present. Let's share the screen, and I will get you guys those two songs so I can give my voice a break just for a minute. And here we go. All right. We'll play them backwards in reverse this time. How's that? Here we go.
Put on my flip-flops and a hoodie, and I boarded that imaginary Greyhound. Took a stroll out of Otter Creek as the sun was going down, and I rode the wheels on that stroller like I was marching into town, pushing HG through the swamp mist with no plan and no renown. I'm just humming gospel grifts and narrating every move, claiming court conspiracies that not even TikTok would approve. But I'm walking a cheap land, pushing lawsuits and a child. Walking a cheap land, trying to make my nonsense sound style. Do I really know the law? Heck no, but I fake it all. I'm just walking a chief land while burning every last goodwill I recall. Saw a billboard for a pawn shop, thought it might be court affiliated. Cried to strangers on the corner, saying Jeremy's orchestrated all the drama in my Facebook thread, and he ruined my hometown rep. But baby, when you live stream your life, Even YouTube starts to prep. She said, "Are you a real activist?" I said, "Ma'am, I am tonight. Though my claims don't hold in daylight, they sure shine in live stream light. When I'm walking the cheap land with receipts from last July, walking the cheap land, told the cops I'm legally spry. Do I really have a case, or just TikTok's full of rage? I'm still walking the Chiefland, trying to guilt the whole damn town into my cage. HG's got a juice box, and I got 30 open tabs, searching for a courthouse that won't laugh me out for drabs. But I keep walking to Chiefland with the stroller, rain and pride. If victimhood's performance art, well then baby, I just qualify.
I keep a close watch on the road I pave, pushing a stroller, acting strong and brave. But it's dusk and dusty and I lost my mind. Still I walk to Chiefland like it's some great sign. I tell the world that I've been wrong and framed, while making Facebook posts that scream my name. It's not a case, it's just a long decline. But I walk to Chiefland like it's by design. I used a child as cover for the trip. The court might say it's negligence or worse, a grift. I narrate drama in a live stream whine as I walk to Chiefland, begging folks online. I make up tales, I file the claims and plea, but every step just shows how much I need. Another lie, another click, more time. So I walk to Chiefland, broke but feeling fine. My feet are sore, my pride is shot. HG's confused by this TikTok plot, but I keep marching, swinging low and blind. I walk to Chiefland, chasing views, not time. I post the pics like I'm a martyr bold, but martyrdom don't pay when tales get old. There's no parade, just bugs and county lines. Still I walk to Chiefland, trailing dollar signs. So if you pass me walking down 19, don't wave or honk, just let the silence scream. 'Cause clout runs dry when you're beneath the pines, and still walking to Chiefland, claiming justice signs.
I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. Oh, okay. Okay. Time to be serious here now. We've got the order in from the court. Oh my gosh. And it's glorious. says in the United States District Court, District of Entertainment and Puppetry, the Commission for Responsible Muppetry is the plaintiff. The case is number 25, Fun 2025. Tugboat Fleece, Resilin, Awesome McBuns, Megan Goblin, Megan Gobble, Jay Hipstro, Shizblam the Glitter Wizard, Koopa Doop, Jeremy the Archivist, Gurgle McSnort, Larpy Fizzwig, Esquire, and of course Timu Georgie, Trubs, McWobblebop, Starfell Bellringer, and Squiz, Sucker Arms, Max Blab, and John and Jay Joan Muppet 1 and 10. It's an order dismissing the case with prejudice and pastries. Oh, this matter came before the court on the plaintiff's 22-count opus of theatrical outrage and fabric-based fantasy, styled as a complaint for Muppet misconduct, slapstick torts, defamation, fraud, conspiracy, and puppeteer-influenced racketeering. The court has reviewed the record. The defendant's motion to dismiss, styled as confetti cannon with attached interpretive dance, applicable statutes both real and imaginary in the Sacred Code of Vaudeville, Pi -4B. Having done so, the court now issues the following order. Findings of fact: the plaintiff alleges a series of absurd, factually unsupported, grammatically ambitious claims involving banana phones, poultry-based criminal enterprises, and a spontaneous souffle launcher. The court notes that no factual basis supports the existence of a puppet RICO enterprise, nor does the term horny objects bear legal significance in any known jurisdiction. The court further finds that no reasonable tier of fact could conclude that the use of helmets, glitter, foam, stares, interpretive jazz, or emotional breadsticks deprivation constitutes actionable harm under federal or puppet law. Conclusions of law: the complaint is hereby deemed legally inedible under the federal rules of absurd procedure and fails to state a claim under rules 12b-6, 12b-7, and 12b. Are you serious with this nonsense? The court finds that all defendants acted with their artistic and chaotic rights under the First Amendment, Fifth Dimension, and 11th Street Clown Accord. Because the plaintiff brought this case in bad faith and wasted approximately 3 hours of court time and 2 interns' will to live, the court exercises its inherent pastry authority to impose sanctions on the foam mandatory pie to face restitution. I is hereby ordered all 22 counts of the plaintiff's complaint are dismissed with prejudice, flambe, and jazz hands. The court hereby enters a permanent injunction against the plaintiff from filing any further lawsuits involving poultry, pies, percussion, pastry-based espionage, or Muppets without prior approval from a licensed therapist and or improv troupe. The court awards costs to the defense in the form of 12 dozen jelly donuts, 6 glitter cannons, and 1 ceremonial banana phone to be mounted in the lobby of this court. The court schedules a mandatory group mediation session, aka musical number, to be led by Tugboat McFleece with lighting approved. The record shall reflect that the court's gavel was replaced by a rubber chicken halfway through proceedings and no one objected. So ordered this 28th day of May 2025 by the power vested in me by Article 3 of the Muppet Clause of 1976, dismissed with pastry. The Honorable Beatrice Snortwell, Chief Judge, District of Entertainment and Puppetry, aka the Bench Goblin. All right. That was a blast. Thank you guys. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. You need to write a book. Better yet, a series with Mug, Doug, Jeremy, and experts with Jeff's quotes and maybe even Larry input now and then. Yikes, this is funny. It was a blast. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rick. That was awesome. I appreciate you. Oh, man. I loved it. Phew. I thought we were getting married. Dodge that. How you doing? Oh, what did they call you in here? They had a name for Rosalind. It was where is it? Because it was in here. It didn't show up in this one. Why did it not show up? Oh yes, it's Raslin Awesome Buns. Razzling Awesome Buns. You're off the hook. You might get one of those jelly donuts. Yeah, Rosalind was in it too. Yes, she was. That was Rosalind Awesome Buns. I loved it. I loved it. Ah, yes. Yes, Georgie was. I can't beat your reading of this lawsuit. I bow to you, sir. Well, it was a trial and error. There was lots of errors, I would say, much more than anything. Oh, well, if Jay massages Rosalind's bruised and neglected beaver, maybe all can be forgiven. Beavers have feelings. Oh, yeah, we know. We know how to get that feeling out of it, Yamaha. you just got to rub it a little faster. Everyone have a wonderful evening. It is time for me to hit the hay because tomorrow morning there will not be a stream in the morning. It is Thursday, and I am going to be working on a very interesting one for Monday. It's going to take me all weekend to get through the whole thing. And of course, the next time that you'll see me in the morning will be with the wonderful Mo in the Deep End. And next week, this time next week, there will be happenings. There will be some serious happenings. And if you're wondering what those happenings are, watch this and then you'll understand.
Let's get started. Oh, that's real good.
And with that, everyone have a wonderful evening and definitely be safe. See you very soon. See you tomorrow night. It should be a good one. See you guys. Peace.
Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh, right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well, here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end to sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. What's behind Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy? Don't you see? You're living in my world now. I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace. And there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Gotcha, Rickles.